All right, here's the last example. So example 3 says to find a numerical value of one trig function of x if, firstly, one trig function, not functions, of x if cotangent x over cosine x equals 2. Okay, so again, we're going to simplify this left side down because we have to get one trig function to equal 2. Not 2, not 3, not multiple, but just one trig function. So it means we have to simplify that down to one trig function. And again, the best thing to do with these is to always change things from other things other than cosine and sine to those cosine and sine. So the only thing that we have that isn't cosine or sine is your numerator, which is cotangent. Cosine is still cosine, so we keep that. So here we can say 1 over tangent. That's one of the things we could use. Or we can use our cosine over sine. And again, since we're trying to get everything down to sine and cosine first, let's go ahead and use this bottom one down here. That way it'll make it a little bit easier to work with and hopefully cancel something out, and then we're just left with one trig function. So we rewrote the top part. We keep everything else the same. So we use this trig identity here to help us for this. Okay, and the whole thing, not just, we didn't just use sine, we used the whole fraction, as you can see in red. Okay, now here we're going to do keep, change, flip, or whatever you want to call it. And again, it's important that we know how to do that. So that's why we spent a little bit of time earlier on when we did lines and all that great stuff. So we did keep, change, flip, or keep, change, switch, whichever one you want to use. Okay, so as you look at it, what happens? What can we do? How can we simplify this down? Okay, hopefully everybody's looking at it and can see, wait, your cosines can cancel out. Bam. And we're left with just 1 over sine. What? And that will give us down to a trig function. But also it brings us back to another identity that we know already. Cosecant x equals 1 over sine x, right? Right. So if we're trying to get this down to one trig function, can't we just change this to cosecant x? And it equals 2. Now for this, they didn't ask like when is cosecant equal to 2. It just says get it down to a trig function, one trig function equaling the value. And that's all we did. So that's it. That's all you have to do for this problem. So again, get everything down to sine and cosine, and then simplify down as far as possible. And it should work out pretty easily. Cool? Cool.